What's going on? What's up, the nation? It's your man C Dougie coming to you with another Thursday week 5 takes with my guy Uncle Quan. Man, we are so ecstatic to have a special guest join us here later in the show. TCT. We met these young gentlemen during the off season. Didn't even know we were going to be running into other Panthers YouTube or Panthers fans along this off season. So we cannot wait till those two gentlemen join us this afternoon, man. But it's another week of football. Yes, our particular team is 0-4. I was actually shout out to my guy Uncle Quan first, man. My guy Uncle Quan definitely had a good showing when he did play-by-play with the Minnesota Vikings. I appreciate everybody showing up, joining the live with us. Definitely enjoyed the time. I was actually able to go and watch the Patriots and the Cowboys here in Arlington, man. And when I say the environment, like I call Corn, I was like, man, this environment is crazy, man. But like I said, it's another week, new week. I hate saying this man's name now because I'm already getting vibes of Matt Rule, but like Frank Wright says, it's 0-0. But like I said, we do have the Detroit Lions, but first we do have the Commanders versus the Bears up. So we're going to get into it, man. I do see our guests in the backstage. I'm going to let Uncle Quan go ahead and tell people what's up. We're going to bring up our guests right here in a few, man.
What's up, everybody? What be going on, man? It's your boy Q, a.k.a. Uncle Quan. Appreciate y'all pulling up to the stream, man. We got an exciting episode today. We got our guys T-Time and Cam coming up with us, man. Can't wait to chop it up with these guys. And I appreciate you having me on, Doug. I appreciate you shouting out the channel. We had a good time on our last live stream over there with the shit show that we've been watching all year, man. But regardless, man, it was fun. I appreciate all the love and support. Y'all make sure y'all head on over. They might do it again this Sunday. We might. We'll see. We'll see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's bring our guests in. We do have some other people we want to bring in. We got our guy T-Time here, and we got our guy Cam. I definitely appreciate these gentlemen right here joining us. This live is supposed to be done, I want to say week 2 after the Saints game, but your man got underneath the weather, man. But I'm so glad these gentlemen are here now. We met TCT, meaning T and Cam, down in Spartanburg with PNP's gathering after back to football. Chopped it up with them. They were like, we like you guys' vibe. Why don't we collab, man? So we're finally here. This is the first of many. And I just see the shirt T-Time got on. But I'm actually glad you got that shirt on because you got that Tiger shirt on. But you see what shirt I'm rocking. Here you go. Here you go, KO. So like I said, man, I definitely appreciate you gentlemen coming up. T-Time and Cam, I'm going to go on mute. Tell everybody about you guys podcast, a little bit about yourselves. We're going to jump right into Thursday Night Football.
Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Cam.
Bet. Word. All right. Shoot, T, you want to start, man? You there, T? Is he there?
My internet is acting up, you guys. My internet's glitching. So Cam, go ahead. My internet's acting up.
All right, bet. But yeah, man. What's good, y'all? Appreciate y'all for having us on. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we were supposed to get on here, a while ago, but yeah, things happen. But I'm happy to be here today. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad T here. Well, he just bounced, but he'll be back here in a second. But man, basically a little bit about me. So I'm a South Carolina native. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up a Panthers fan. I went to Clemson. And so that's how my mom also went to Clemson. So that's how I'm a Clemson fan. Just a big, Carolina sports dude, mostly. But man, me and T, we've been known each other for probably about 3 years now on Twitter. We met on Twitter. And really, we met through the Panthers. Obviously y'all know Panthers been struggling for like the last 7 or 8 years. So,
yeah,
what I'm saying? And we was just really fed up with it. You know what I'm saying? We was, always tweeting about it and everything. We kept, running into each other on the timeline. And then one day, there's one guy, his name is Kuntz on the timeline. So shout out to Kuntz. he said that somebody needs to. This was when the Twitter Spaces had first started, right? And he said that somebody needs to host like a Twitter Space, like a town hall is what he said. Somebody needs to host a town hall, and I was like, shoot, I'll do it. And then Tony Teton was like, yeah, man, I join in with you because he was doing it for Clemson already, and so I said, bet. And so we did it. I mean, the first one got like 200, 300 people in it. And we was like, shoot, we're going to do this every week then. You know what I'm saying? And so everything been running smooth for us there. We love doing it. We're going to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually, T hit me up earlier this year and was like, hey, man, how you feel about doing a podcast? Because a lot of people, they like the way that we talk and they like the way that, they just like to, I guess they just like to listen to, what we have to say. And he said, what you think about, coming together and doing a podcast? And I said, that's cool with me. Because I already know, y'all might not know this, but T Time had a podcast before and it was really
Yes,
good. It
sir.
was it was a really good podcast. It was called Toss with T Time. And he'll tell you more about it when he get back in here, I'm sure. But I was happy to know that he decided that he wanted me to kind of come on and we do a joint thing together. So that's kind of really where the TCT podcast had came from.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you went to Clemson. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, man. Clemson was dope, man. I mean, so like I said, I grew up in Greenville, South Carolina, and that ain't far from Clemson at all. It's like 20, 30
Mm-hmm.
minutes. And so for me, it was kind of the same, you know what I'm saying, growing up around a lot of, the demographics at Clemson, you know what I'm saying. I want to say it was 92% white, 6% black, you know what I'm saying.
I'm about right.
So yeah, so that's kind of how the South is anyway. In a lot of spaces, but Greenville really ain't much different. I think Greenville's like 84% white, and then 12%. Actually, it might be 74%. I think it's growing towards 20% black now, but either way, you know what I'm saying. It was a good time. For me, I'm a big football guy, as y'all know, and so I went to every single home game because all the tickets were free. Clemson
Mm-hmm.
was
That's what's up,
I
man. That
don't.
atmosphere is electric, bro.
Oh yeah, man. The
Yeah, I
student
had went
section
down
ain't
there. I had went down there once, man. That crazy.
man. I'm telling you, I don't know. I went there between 16 and 20 or 21, and
Okay.
so I was able to see that game, Louisville Clemson, Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, when he came to town. Best game I ever seen in person, man. I swear. And I was
Yeah.
on the hill, where they run down. I was at the bottom of
Smooth.
it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, see, my school, I went to UNC Charlotte, and
Okay.
we had went down there. That was my first and last time I done went to Clemson, man. But y'all kicked our ass as expected.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was a hell of an experience, man. It was a lot of people there, a lot of crowd noise. It was just it was
Hmm.
turned, man. I couldn't help but be turned for them, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, Clemson has always just been like my favorite college team. I don't know, it's just something I latched on to when I was a jit.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, man. That's dope hearing your experience.
Yeah.
It's still
It's
Gucci
dope,
too.
man. It's a good program, man, for real. I like what they do. I'm less than thrilled with it right now. I know T will talk about it in a second, but
Yeah.
but I overall I don't have any complaints. You know what I'm saying? They've been good to me. So hey, T, I guess T he
Nah,
don't never have internet issues.
I know. I don't know what's going on. I don't
He
know
never
what's
have
going
internet
on.
Using
issues.
that cricket.
So what we'll do then, Kim? We'll just talk about the game. I actually got Amazon Prime on right now until tea time come up, and then we'll go into the other topics that we're going to talk about with the Bears and the Commanders right now tonight showing up or about to kick off. Hearing about about 30 to 45 minutes. What surprises you right now with both teams? The Bears being 0-4 and the Commanders being 2-2.
So for me, I'm about to turn mine on too, matter of fact, in a second. But for me, I think a surprise for me for sure is how bad the Bears offense still looks. You know what I'm saying? I was expecting them to be a lot better this year. Adding DJ Moore. I thought Khalil Herbert was going to take a leap, and he's been solid. Don't get me wrong. And I
But not
thought that
efficient. He's not been efficient. He's been solid.
right. He ain't been no special, nobody really special. And I thought Dante Foreman was gonna get more touches, but he's been some inactive, some scratches.
Correct.
Chase Claypool is a pretty much a bust at this point. I mean, he's not really doing anything. So it's just a real shock to me that they're as bad as they are. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't expecting them to be amazing this year, but for them to be pretty much among the worst teams in the league still, it's not a good look. I don't know how you guys feel about Justin Fields, but I can speak for myself. And I think T kind of feels a certain way about him too. But we're a little disappointed in his play, but at the same time, we kind of want him to get out of Chicago too because we still feel like he's salvageable. And go ahead.
Nah, Kim, go ahead and shout out the video. All right, I already watched it. Go ahead and talk about the video y'all posted about him coming to Atlanta. Go ahead and talk about it. Like, hey, yeah. I don't want to step on y'all toes, but I know exactly where you and T-Time coming from. But go ahead and talk about the video. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, T had brought up a good point where he was saying that he feel like Justin Fields would be a great fit in Atlanta. And I basically said that he should have been in Atlanta anyway. He should have been the fourth pick. Really, he should have been the second pick in that year's draft, but he should have been the fourth pick. Absolutely. Atlanta shouldn't have let him slip. And we just feel like him being in that rushing attack with Atlanta with Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, we just feel like that'd be a great spot for him. Because he still leaves a lot to be desired with his arm talent, even though it's a great arm, and even though we know that he has it in him, his legs are. I mean, he's probably a top 2 or 3 rushing quarterback in the NFL. You know what I'm saying right now, and I just feel like, or T said this as well, that him going to Atlanta would just be the best spot for him. You know what I'm saying? And T, it looks like he good now, so he can probably help me explain it a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm good now, fellas. Can y'all hear me clearly?
Loud and clear, brother.
We can hear you. We can hear you, fam.
Okay.
Oh,
man, I don't know what happened. My internet just literally crashed on me out of nowhere. But I'm good and everything else, so we good.
Hey,
okay.
Hey, Doug, you see a screen?
What screen?
Who talking?
Who? Nate?
No, the game, man.
Hold on, now, because I was looking scared. Hold on. Is that Scary Terry?
No. I'll text you, man.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. But nah, man, T, what's up, man? Like I said, this is the guy, the other half of TCT, just like me and Quan. Even though Quan has the Panthers experience, and I have what's up, Doug. Oh, he didn't win out. God dang. But nah, I will before you continue with Justin Fields, I would like to get Quan's and Cam's answer. It can be yes or no, or you can even go in depth with it. Did Carolina make the right move by not drafting Justin Fields?
No. I don't care what nobody say, bro. At the time, I was banging the table for Justin Fields. And the fact that he fell to our lap, bro, and we passed on him, I was pissed. I mean, my initial reaction, I was pissed. But down the road, I started to like J.C. Horn and whatnot. But at the time, we had a dire need for the quarterback position. That's the main position in football. We need our quarterback. And I thought, what I'm saying, I thought we was going to draft Justin Fields and just build around him. But we passed on him, and he fell to 11. That was crazy to me. I did not expect that at all, man.
Yeah. Cam, go ahead.
Looking at it now, like JC is a bust, bro. Like, let's call it what it is. He's a bust. It is what it is, but just injury prone, talented, but injury prone, man. Like a lot of people saying now, like we could have had Surtain or Michael Parsons, but being realistic, bro, I wanted Justin Fields, man, at the time.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. To be completely honest with you, hindsight sucks. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go back and wishing we could change everything because, a lot of factors come into play. I mean, when you just look at it, just on paper, obviously you want to take the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And Justin Fields legitimately was the second best quarterback prospect in my eyes in that draft. And so when he fell that far, I knew for a fact, I was like, we definitely got to get Justin Fields. I literally broke my remote when I heard that JC Horn. Now, don't get me wrong. And see, the thing about it is, I was thinking that Fields was going early. I thought he was going to Atlanta before. You know what I'm saying? So in all of my mock drafts, I had JC Horn at 8. I said, okay, let me get JC Horn. I like him. He's a Carolina dude. Let me get him. Or I had, the offensive tackles. I think Penei Sewell was in that draft. I think
and then the tackle from Northwestern was there too.
Slater.
Yeah, that's who I wanted. That's who I wanted to fall.
Yeah, like I wanted all of those guys, but when I seen the quarterback was there, I said, man, we got to take Fields. Now, once again, I want to ask, kind of a counter question too, real quick. But like, if we draft Justin Fields, what does that mean for the head coach that we had at the time? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that hurts. That's the thing that hurts because it's like, suppose Justin Fields was actually better than he was in Chicago, right? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now we got it. Now we probably still have that fool as our head coach. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, get into this talk, T-Tom, man. Like I said, again, I was introducing. This is the other half of TCT, man. I've been definitely communicating more with T-Tom, but it does not go aside of Cam. But like I said, I definitely enjoy, like within that 30 minutes, I can just feel the vibe. Like you guys are on the same path that we're on. We're not up there as some Panthers YouTubers, but we love talking ball. We love grinding. We love the interaction with everybody. And like I said, I just appreciate both of you young men coming up to the channel. Me and Quan definitely talked about on the way back to Charlotte how we couldn't wait to talk to you guys. Like I said, that was my bad. I got sick, man. I was doing so much traveling.
You good, man.
I'm so glad we got the opportunity now.
Yeah, we good, man.
Hey, can y'all hear me clearly?
Shout out to Poppy Dangerfield, man. This is the most I've seen him type. This is the most I've seen. Usually he'll comment, keep pounding. He'll just comment, keep pounding under any video he posts. But it's the most I've seen him type, man. So shout out to Poppy Dangerfield.
Yeah, I'm about to pop it up. He said, man, we messed up when we hired Matt Rule instead of Matt I ain't even gonna say that last man name. I just went to the game this past Sunday. When I say that man has some questionable play calling for Dallas, Dallas has some lethal weapons. When I say lethal, like Mike McCarthy cannot utilize the speed that most people don't even see. For me, able to see it in training camp and then be able to see it on Sunday, they're not utilizing all the speed that they have on that team.
So let's hold on, fellas. So let's be honest about Mike McCarthy, right? Let's just keep it a buck. Aaron Rodgers is the reason he's still getting a paycheck to this day. I think we can all pretty much agree to that, right? Like, if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers, he wouldn't even have a ring. He wouldn't have a paycheck. He's a average to below average coach. I mean, that's really just what he is. He's probably better off as a coordinator or something like that. But the reason that he's getting paid now is because people are still living off 2010 ring from Aaron Rodgers. That's the only reason he still has a job at this point.
Well, I would, even with me being in Dallas and me not being a fan, but I'm a football. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, does the Cowboys?" No. Only reason I'm going to Cowboys fans is because of the fan base that I have behind me and was subbed up. But here in Dallas, there's already rumblings and was rumblings last year. Whenever they faltered, you already know I'm going. Dan Campbell is ready to sign that contract right now. If Mike McCarthy got fired tonight, Dan Quinn will be the new head coach of Dallas Cowboys.
And the thing about Dan Quinn too, like Dan Quinn, I hate to be real, I feel like he kind of in the same boat. Like Dan Quinn as a coordinator, I think he's one of the, if not the best defense coordinator.
Yes.
But when it comes to the head coach and stuff, I just don't.
See, T-Tom, what's going to have to happen if that transition does happen? I think they're going to have to give him a head coach. And the only thing I will give credit to David Temper is Jerry Jones has a longer payroll and a longer check that he can do. And I think you have to get whatever offensive coordinator that he wants, he has to pay him because he can't do what he did in Atlanta.
No,
he can't.
No.
And like I said, with the defensive pieces that they have pieces. Like Bland was able to do a pick six, but I was more looking forward to before Diggs towards ACL that Diggs and Gilmore duet at cornerback, because seeing it in practice is one thing, but they were actually showing it during the regular season. So against the Patriots, I didn't think it was going to be a blowout like that. But that defense, when I say the defensive scheme and how they can plug and pull, I mean, I can't wait till Sunday Night Football. Like I said, I know we're talking about Thursday night right now, but that Sunday Night Football matchup is going to be a good one.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good one, man.
I wanted to go back because my bad, y'all. My internet was acting crazy.
I want you to catch up. Go ahead. I already know. Go ahead. Go ahead and talk.
Back to what y'all was talking about with the Justin Fields and J.C. Horn thing, because I'm actually with you, Dougie. I really was a Slater person. Like, I really wanted Rashawn Slater, which, I mean, obviously, he had an all-pro year off the rip his rookie year. So I was a Slater guy, and Justin Fields was my second option. When you look back at that draft, right, I mean, either way it really goes, we still kind of missed on the pick, because you could argue Surtain is the best corner in the game right now. Definitely top 5 or so. I don't think nobody would really argue that at this point. And JC, the thing with JC is, when he's healthy, he's top 10. He's a really good corner. But the problem is when healthy. And we keep having to say when healthy. Oh, Parsons too. Dude just hit on the nail. Parsons. Parsons is a generational talent. I mean, people are comparing him to Lawrence Taylor. Like, this is the type of talent that we just passed up on to take J.C. Horn. So when you really look back at it, I'm not going to lie. I don't want to say J.C. Horn's a bust, but it's kind of heading to Bustville, because if he can't stay healthy, he's not helping us at all. Like, that's just the truth, honest of everything. You got to think about it. I think Cam brought this up in our last podcast. I think if Cam might have said it right, in the last 32 games, he's only played like 14, 15, something like that. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Horn?
Yeah, Horn, yeah. I mean, that's not
in his career, he's played less than half. I don't know where we at now, but through the first 2 seasons, he was at 16.
So 16. So now, so it's probably been more games.
Now he's at 17 out of 39. 38.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's unacceptable, crazy, bro. Like, it just is what it is. So in my opinion, I'm going to say we did miss on the pick with J.C. Horn, to be honest. And even if it was Justin Fields, I would have rather had that, because, we didn't like Matt Rule. Yeah, he was a douche. But at least you could build around your quarterback. Quarterback is the most important position in the game, in football. Yeah. You got to have that. And Matt Rule should have really did that as soon as he got in the building. That should have been the first thing he did, was get a quarterback. But you know what I'm saying? You got to have it.
He did, though. That's the thing, though, T. He did try to get a quarterback, but that's where you see what I'm saying. That's the mistake, though. That was the mistake. Well, no, before that, I mean, he got Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy.
But Teddy was too headstrong, though. You can't have a quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater and not think. I think conflict is good, and what I mean by conflict is like that going back. You need that quarterback having feedback with their offensive coordinator or head coach. And I feel like Matt Rule wanted a yes man, which was Sam Darnold whenever he came back, and we got Sam Darnold that year after. I think Teddy, to me, is still a quality backup. Even when we got him, Teddy was a quality backup. I'll never forget the Green Bay game. I think that, to me, that particular season was the best game Teddy had outside of the questionable play calling, where I think everything festered out that, Matt Rule was really against what Teddy was doing, or Teddy wasn't following play calling, So I think that's where the problems lie then for the quarterback controversy that we had.
He was trying to get quick fixes, man. It was just a lot of used, washed up ass quarterbacks, just trying to find a quick answer instead of just drafting.
Correct. And see that, and that's one segment that we're gonna do later in the show with T-Tom and Cam. Talking about quick fixes, because, like I said, I know we got Thursday night on, but we definitely got to talk about our home front later in the show. But with Thursday night about to jump off, it's almost 7. We got the Bears and the Commanders. We're going to go from Quan, T-Tom, or Cam, or however you guys want to do it. My score prediction for the night, I think Washington is one of the. I didn't see it, but I think Washington definitely had something with Eric Bieniemy behind being their OC. I hate we did not interview him. I think we did. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I know in this particular hiring saga, we did not look at him at all. And I know this man's going to get a head coaching job after this year, just based off. I mean, even if they lose all the rest of their games or however, you see what the Kansas City Chiefs are not with him, and you see what the Washington Commanders are with him. So for me, I think Washington is going to win. I'm going to go with a 28-17, 24-17 game. I think Brandon Robinson's going to have a big game. Sam Howell being a Tar Heel definitely showed he needs a lot of respect in this league here as a quarterback. And I think that defense underneath Jack Del Rio, who's their defensive coordinator for the Commanders, is going to get after Justin Fields. So I'm going to hand it off to one of you guys and see what you guys say.
Real quick, man, I'll go ahead and go. I like this matchup. I think these are two. But no, I'm not gonna say that. But I like the matchup overall. These are actually two quarterbacks that surprised me this past weekend. 2 out of the 4. I would say overall it was Baker Mayfield, Sam Howell, Justin Fields, and Zach Wilson. Those quarterbacks really surprised me because of my expectations for them, and then actually seeing them play, they put on much more of a display of talent than I expected. Justin Fields, I know a lot of people are criticizing him, and yeah, it was poor play overall. But that first half, he looked great. He was throwing dimes. I mean, he was getting out of the pocket when he needed to, flushing the pocket, and just making the right reads. And, I mean, he had over, 300 yards at the end of the game, but he did have some turnover problems. But just looking at the good from it, I mean, you look good, man. You just got to build off of that. And then, of course, you got Sam Howell, who was a hell of a dog in that game against Eagles. That was a good fight, man. I caught that game in fourth quarter. Had to go back and watch the whole thing. But seeing his clutch ability is definitely there. He's gritty. I mean, he'll get down there. He'll lower his shoulder when he needs to, and he'll put it all on the line for his team. And he was throwing dots too. He was making all the right reads, getting it out quick. And like Doug said, Bieniemy is using his players' strengths, man. So I like this offense with the Commanders. I think overall the Commanders will take this. I think it's going to be about 28 to maybe 13. So, yeah, a sizable lead for the Commanders.
And go ahead, bro.
All right. Yeah. I got the Commanders in this game. Basically the same thing y'all said. I think 28 is what they was gonna get to. My issue is I just don't know what the Bears gonna look like tonight. You see what I'm saying? They might look like last week, or they might look like the first 3 weeks of the season. You know what I mean? It really, I don't know. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna say 28, 17. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna get a couple scores, but at the same time, I just think turnovers gonna come into play. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they gonna get after Fields tonight. If this is anything, I don't know if y'all remember, but this was either last season or 2 seasons ago.
It was last year. It was last year when they played last Thursday night.
It's the same exact game.
I can't stand last year. I was so sick watching this game. I don't even know if me and Quan were like. I'm trying to think. I don't think me and Quan were that close yet, but I know a lot of people were talking about this game last year. That game put me to sleep. I was irritated. I was like, I really cannot believe y'all put this on TV for a Thursday night game.
Last year was trash.
Last year was bad. It was bad.
I remember it. It was around this time of year too last year.
Yeah, it was. It's probably the same week.
And it was in Chicago too. It was in Chicago last year.
It came down to the last play. And
wasn't it like 3-3 or something? It was like
it was terrible
game.
Yeah. It was terrible.
I remember that. Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. Go ahead, Cam. I didn't know if you were still going. My bad. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it came down to the last play. So I could see it happening tonight. That it come down to the last play. Justin Fields had the ball in his hand. He actually made a great play. It was just a drop in the end zone. If I remember correctly, I think Dante Pettis dropped it. If I get that correct, but yeah, go ahead, T.
Yeah, man. I mean, kind of same thing y'all said. The Bears suck. I mean, we talked about it last. We talked about it on our podcast. They're bad. Like I think the Panthers and the Bears are a 1A, 1B situation on who sucks the more. Just to be completely, frankly honest. So for me, man, I have the Washington Commanders winning this game, probably on the likes of like 24-7, 24-14, something around that ballpark. I'm kind of impressed with what Sam Howell has done. Especially like after that game, he threw 4 picks and then turned around the next week and had a really good week. A lot of guys would have checked out mentally, had lost confidence completely, but Sam just kept pushing. I'm really impressed with what he's doing so far this season, and I think Eric Bieniemy should get a lot of credit of Sam Howell's development so far, because you can just tell the offense for them looks different. The running backs look better. I think y'all talked about it earlier. Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson.
He looks great, man. So I think that is really big for Bieniemy, and for people saying that, he was just surviving off Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Reed. I think they need to cut that mess.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Bieniemy is the truth, and he's showing you that now.
Fact, yeah.
All right, hold on real quick before we go any further. I know we got one of our JPG members that's a Commanders fan, so I'm gonna add him to the stage so he can enjoy his game while we're still live. So I'm gonna bring our guy Nate in. Nate, go ahead. I already know you've been in the chat, man. So go ahead and tell the people you a Commanders fan. Oh my God, this man!
You had to come on the screen with it.
This man here. Go ahead and talk about it.
Hey man, I just want to talk about my guys. I think we're a little severely underrated. I think people talking about us kind of like we the last year Commanders. I mean, you got to remember that game last year. We had Carson Wentz first of all, and he had a broken hand. So, and we really dominated that game. We just didn't put up points. And I think we're a better team this year, offensively in general. And one thing, our defense needs to step up and show who they are. But they usually do this around the 4th or 5th game every year. We push ourselves back up to a top 5 defense the last 2-3 years. It takes us about 4 or 5 games for whatever reason with our defense. But I mean, if you look at our talent from top to bottom, offensively and defensively, and you saw what we did last week. Ain't no more victories, but I mean, bro, we were neck and neck with the Philadelphia Eagles, and really and truly, yeah, we made some mistakes, but there were some calls in that game, just like we got away with a call in Denver. It happens, but there were some calls that kind of swung their way in key momentum times of the game as well. And I just think everybody's kind of looking at us like we're the same old Commanders nationally and everything, but it's kind of good that we flying under the radar and things like that. I think consistency would be the key. People taking us seriously, but I don't think we're like those bottom feeder teams anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
And tonight, my biggest worry is only Justin Fields using his legs. Like here early in the season, typically we don't do very well against running quarterbacks where they can kind of eat some yard. We'll put people in real bad situations, and then because we have so much talent on our D line, sometimes we'll miss our rush lanes. And those lanes open up, and running quarterbacks, take advantage of that. But if we stay disciplined and take that approach where the pressure comes from the middle, Justin Fields gonna have a long day because we got a lot of speed on our defense. I know Forbes, he got beat up by Brown last week, but I mean that happens. I mean that is him at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I think he might mess around and get picked tonight. Hopefully, we'll see. But I don't think this game is close. The only way this game will be close is if our defense really plays like shit. Our defense alone, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because he's a young quarterback, and I think he's very underrated among the other young quarterbacks. I think we like to look at C.J. Stroud and all these guys or whatever. All of them are young, so they're going to have some of these big games, and then they're going to have some of these sorry games.
Yeah.
And, we like to ride what's hot. But Sam Howell's the only one that's pretty much so far of young quarterbacks in the league that shows some consistency, even from last year going into this year. But nobody's really talking about him a little bit till now. And like I put in the chat, I said, how did the Panthers, how did y'all not even take a look at him late? Y'all could have got him like 5th round like we did.
And he's from the city as well.
We could have took him over Matt Corral.
Yeah, that's
he's
what
from the city.
I thought we was
He's
gonna
the
get
I
crazy
like
thing.
it, but I don't understand how people ain't really kind of looking at how a team is built and some things we're doing. We're going to be inconsistent, but we're the only one winning with a lot of new parts.
Yeah.
We got a lot of new parts on offense, and we're 2-2 and a young quarterback.
Yeah.
As far as a new, you got a bring. you got a brand new system. So if we stay healthy, imagine what we're gonna look like in the middle of the year. We already averaging almost 30 points a game, and we ain't even halfway where we need to be.
Hey Nate,
We still trying to figure it out.
Nate, you got 7 minutes because I already know you already know how you are with the game. Uh, give us your score prediction before you head out, and 3 key players. It can be for Chicago, 2 for Chicago, however. But give us your score prediction and 3 key players for the night.
Score prediction, I'll say 27-17.
Okay.
Just for the simple fact that I know that sometimes we can get a little undisciplined rushing the passer, and he might see those lanes, and that might open up some other things. But if we're disciplined, it might be a little worse than that. And 3 key players, of course, the obvious, the Sam Howell, can he take care of the ball? Um, and I'm gonna tell you, he ain't a player, but who I think is key, Jack Del Rio. I mean, he's not, yeah, usually around this time he turns the team around, but it ain't looking good with all those stars you got on there, and we ain't really producing like we want to produce. Granted, another thing people ain't looked at, we played 2 tough teams in the Bills and the Eagles. I mean, those are teams who put up points, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just the Bills, I think, was like a flash in the pan. They're a great team, and they kind of snowballed on us. If you looked at it, it was 16-0 in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and we played like crap. I mean, gave them turnover after turnover, and it was still 16-0. So I think Jack Del Rio is another important person. I think he should blitz a little bit more. I think he's kind of stubborn on, oh, we got these studs up front. We just gonna play our base defense. No, I think we got to make Justin Field kind of see ghost a little bit. Like, and I think probably my last person, Emmanuel Forbes. I want to see if he's gonna bounce back tonight. Is he gonna play confident? It may not be a pick or anything like that, but is he gonna show that confidence? He gonna come up and make tackles? He gonna sticking to his guy? Is he gonna be breaking up passes? And he may have a bad play tonight, but that's what happens to corners. Especially they're gonna be targeting him tonight after seeing the film. So I want to see how he responds tonight.
Okay. Well, you already know your game about to come on. So, like I said, you already know we'll still be on. Like I said, we got a couple of college topics, and then we got a couple of topics about the Panthers. But what's up, Kendrick?
What's up, man? All right. Y'all take it easy, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
enjoy
you.
the game, man. We appreciate you
man.
pulling up, man.
Cool.
Real quick, hey, thank you, T-Tom. For ones that did not know, Dick Buckets did pass right before the game. The name is famous, but I mean, just for Chicago, for the Bears, what that man represented for that organization back in the day. We all want to send our respects out to his family, Bears community, Bears fan base. I know the owners put out a statement, but it's just crazy how the news came right before kickoff. So again, we all send our condolences out to the Dick Buskins family.
Yeah.
Yo, go ahead. If anybody else got anything, man, go ahead and say.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I just messaged the group just now, and I was like, hold on, Dick Buckets passed? Like I was having so many computer issues, so I wasn't able to look at the TV. And then that's actually why I hope Nate didn't take it any type of way. When I was watching the TV here, I seen it said Dick Buckets just passed. I was like, hold on, what?
Yeah, I just saw that in the chat when I got on here too, man.
I didn't know. So I mean, Dick Buckets, we're talking about one of the greatest linebackers of all time.
Correct.
To be honest, and I grew up playing linebacker. So that Dick Buckets, Brian Urlacher, guys like that, Ray Lewis, I really looked up to. So I just wanted to send my condolences to Bears Nation. You know what I'm saying? It is crazy that they about to play in 4 minutes and he just died an hour ago. It's crazy. But yeah, prayers up to them, man. That's horrible.
A long life though, man.
Yeah, definitely. 80 years old, that's a pretty long time, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Y'all go ahead and hold it down. I'm doing something real quick. Quan, go ahead and talk real quick so I can take care of that for you. So just y'all can just talk real quick.
By the way, too, man, I finally got my computer back working, so we rocking and rolling now, man. I don't know what it was, y'all. I'm so sorry it kicked off like that, but we good now.
Hey, no worries.
Matter of fact, hey, T-Tom and Cam, while I'm doing this, shout out y'all channel. Tell them where they can find y'all on Twitter. Yeah. Tell them where they can find you guys at YouTube.
Yeah, for sure, man. Cam, since you held it down while I was gone, I'll hold it down now, man. So pretty much, man, you can find us everywhere, man. Pretty much Spotify, Google, TikTok, YouTube. I mean, we're everywhere.
Big on TikTok. Big on TikTok.
Yeah, definitely, man. So definitely pull up on us for TikTok. You know, it's just Cam and T Podcast. We got like 23,000 followers over there. Also as well on YouTube, the Cam and T Podcast. Pull up over there. Links in our bio. Twitter, we're TCT Pod. Twitter and IG, we're TCT. So the Cam and T Podcast 1. The number, and that's on Instagram and also as well Twitter. So we appreciate y'all. We just getting started. We started this back in what was that, Cam? June? It was like June or July.
Shoot. Man, you told me the other you told me the other day it was episode 12. I was shocked.
12, yeah, man. Yeah.
I said, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Subscribe to them. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. But yeah, definitely come in and subscribe to us, and you know, we just have good content, just like these great fellas do. They do a great job, and that's why we on here, because we really respect what they got going on and what they doing. And when we met in Spartanburg, like I said, the vibes was just very positive, and these guys got a lot going on. So y'all are in great hands here as well.
Yes, man,
just continue to show support, and we appreciate everybody that's rocking with us, man.
Yes, sir, fellas. Hey, Quan, we good. So you good to go, my guy.
I appreciate you.
All right, so with the game kicking off, we're gonna jump into college real quick, and then we're gonna jump back into the NFL, and then we're gonna open up the line. If anybody wanted to come on for at least the last 20 minutes, and talk football, talk about the game, what they see, or talk about their team, the last 20 minutes are gonna open the line. So what I'm gonna do, fellas, is I may pop a picture up, and we're gonna talk about. Reason why we're doing this is because Cam and T are big in college football. They talk college football over at their podcast and on their channel. So we're going to say, you know, basically just talk about the team, and everybody can go freelance. Anybody want to say anything, jump right into it. So obviously the hottest commodity in college football is these gentlemen right here.
Yep.
For those that's been, you know, in the dark, Deion Sanders is basically taking over. Deion Sanders effect has taken over college football, regardless of their record right now. Shedeur Sanders, Shiloh Sanders, Travis Hunter, I think is it Dylan Edwards? I'm probably messing his name up.
Right.
Yeah, Miller might be up there too, man.
And Bucky Sanders, who is Coach Sanders' son, have taken over YouTube. They have taken over every platform of that shows college football except for CBS. But they've taken over Fox, ESPN, Good Morning America, 60 Minutes. I did not expect the effect to be that quick. And I talked to Quan during the offseason we were there. When they played TCU, I was at a wedding. My best friend got married. We were watching the game in the groom suite, and I was supposed to be at the game, I did not expect Colorado looked that great like they did. Then they played Matt Rule. Then they played Colorado State, which, if people know football, regardless of that score, that was a emotional game because of so much back and forth. You play with your emotions. So I did expect that type of game. I didn't expect the aspect of the score. When they played Oregon in our JPG group, everybody was like, that's their true test. And I think they were in the game, but when they did that fake punt, that was it. It was nothing to talk about. It was nothing to basically come back, because I think if they did punt them and stop them right there, I think Colorado had all momentum. Regardless if they lost the game, I just don't think it would have been a foot on the net type performance. And then what they showed me when they play USC, now Deion is telling y'all see what I'm working with. Just wait till I get my full offseason. Wait till I get that full class. And most people have to understand, most of those young men that perform and did great numbers are true freshmen. They have two freshmen that number 14 and number 1 are actually supposed to be still in high school right now. They are early graduates, and they came out straight out of high school, came August, I forgot whatever day. They didn't have the full offseason, but they came in August, and they definitely show what they have to do right now, man. So shout out to that man, Coach Prom. I'm definitely a fan of it. Even though I wear Tar Heel, I bleed Tar Heel blue, I'm definitely a fan. I followed that man when he was at Jackson, and I'll continue to follow that man wherever he goes, man, because, again, Coach Prom is one of the greatest to ever touch a pigskin, one of the greatest to ever play football. Yeah. So that's what I got. Go ahead, fellas.
Yeah, man, I'll go ahead and go. I'm the big kind of college football guy, man. To be honest, man, I think what Deion is doing is tremendous. I mean, he has went to a program that was essentially dead. Like DEAD, dead in the waters. I mean, we're talking about a program that hasn't seen double-digit wins. Besides 2016, that program had not seen double-digit wins since the early 2000s. You get what I'm saying? So we're looking at a program now that's really flipping around. And like you said, I didn't think the Deion effect was going to take place this quick either. And it really is. I mean, it's tremendous. And the two guys that you're talking about is Cormani McClain and Omarion Miller. Both of those guys were highly rated out of high school, and they both said, hey, we don't want to go to Bama. We don't want to go to Georgia. No, we want to go play for Deion. And that's going to continue to happen, especially with the early success that this program has had. They already have 3 wins. That's already more than they've had, doubled last year, and almost up to the point they had 2 years ago. So
triple more than what they had last year.
So when you're looking at how Deion is building this team, and they're going to win more games, they got a really good test this weekend against Arizona State. If they can get the 4 and then get the 5, which I think in these next 2 weeks are very possible with Arizona State and Stanford, you're looking at a situation where this team can be bowl eligible before the month of October ends. That's huge. That's huge in the Pac-12, where the Pac-12 is very loaded and very good. And I think this guy here said number 1 and number 5. Number 1's a 5-star athlete. That's exactly correct. Cormani was the number 1 corner coming out, and Deion snagged him from Miami.
Hold on, T-Time, that's back-to-back years. Because what did Travis Hunter do? Nobody thought when Travis Hunter did that, I forgot where I was, and I'm like, this man flipped on National Signing Day on national television and said, I'm going to be with Deion Sanders. We're not talking about at Colorado, at Jackson State, at HBCU, FCS. So, like I said, Deion has the tools. Now he got the money now. So, like he said, get me while I'm low right now, because I promise you we coming. And that's saying I definitely believe it. Y'all better get him where he doesn't have everything that he needs at his disposal right now.
Yep. Cam, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Pretty much everything what T just said, bro. Like this man, there we go. My fault, y'all got the game.
No, I'm watching the game. No, you can talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead. My fault. Yeah. So the first play, Mooney should have just kept running, but on that play right there, DJ, that's a good throw. But anyway,
that's a perfect throw.
That's what I need to see. That's what I need to see right there. Yeah, sorry, Nate. But no, for real though. But Prime though, like you said, get them now. Get them now, because it might not be next year, but 2 years from now, them boys actually gonna be special. Especially if Travis Hunter decides to come back. You know what I'm saying? Especially if Miller's still gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Dylan Edwards still gonna be there. And
Edwards just needs muscle. Cam, he only needs muscle. I was telling RJP group, he is dynamic. People don't know he was supposed to go to Notre Dame, but what I learned living here in Texas, he's from Texas, but he was working with Coach Prime in his little league. And once those two, like I said, anything Coach Prime has had a connection with a kid, they always come back to him. So it was destined.
He treat him. He said Travis Hunter is like his son.
His fourth son. He means that. He means that.
Yeah. He for real about it. And these players understand that and they recognize that. Yeah. And like you said earlier, Deion Sanders is literally in the GOAT conversation, not just at any position, just period. In terms of football, we're talking about one of the greatest of all time, football wise. No matter regardless. You know what I'm saying? if you had the opportunity, if the GOAT comes to you and say, "Hey man, I believe in you. I want you to come play for me, and we're gonna get this money together." You best believe I'm about to get up on. I'm about to go to Colorado and be out there in the cold.
Especially a corner, bro.
A corner, bro.
Yeah.
Hunter, McLean, any of these top corners that's coming out. If Prime say,
Right.
"Come on, let's play," I'm going. It don't matter what school it is. I'm going, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My bad. I was trying to show it. My bad. Whoever's trying to show it. My bad. Oh no, that's my bad. Shout out to DJ Moore, man. Shout out to Prize Picks. I think I just cleared my first prop within the first snap, man. DJ Moore, I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm not gonna do it yet because T-Tom already know the pictures that we're gonna do. So, like I said, I'm holding it in because I want to let it out so bad, but I'm gonna hold it in.
Let me get a piece of this Colorado talk, and then
go ahead.
NFL.
Go ahead, fam.
I'm gonna be brief. with it. When that transfer portal.
Hey, DJ Moore, boy, DJ a dog, boy.
He going off, bro. He going off
already.
I'm telling y'all, Justin Fields to Atlanta. It needs to happen. It needs to happen, man.
Shoot, if they playing like this, it don't need it.
It was wide open, fam. It was wide open.
Who is that? I want to see that corner. Hold on, real quick, Quan. Let me see the corner first.
It looked like it was hold on, let me see what they look like. They running.
They're running the zone.
Zone, yeah, they are. They're running the zone. That safety got caught 39. 39 was supposed to be over 35.
That's 35. Yep, 35 got caught up.
Over the top. He got caught inside.
He got caught up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, Quan.
But yeah, man, hey, once that transfer portal open up, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like going into the next season, they're gonna have a lot of new pieces. They're gonna have a lot of dogs on that team, man. And I think they're gonna be some competitors. But going back to this past weekend, they surprised me. I thought they was gonna get blown out just like they did with Oregon. I'm not gonna hold you. I thought they was gonna get blown out and it wasn't gonna be a competitive game. But they stayed in the game the entire time, man, especially late. But just in the end, it was poor time management overall. But I see what they was trying to do. They was trying to hold the ball away from Caleb Williams to get an onside kick to get the ball back. But you kind of shot yourself in the foot with that one. Yeah. But overall, man, they showed resilience, man. They showed toughness, and they definitely competed. And they surprised everybody, man. They had a chance to take the lead. Had a chance.
Yeah, I just don't like that. That like you said, I understand, wanting to get that onside kick, but at the same time, get the ball in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? Stop. You running the clock out. You know what I'm saying? You doing too much. You know what I mean? You're doing way too much.
Trust the defense. Matter of fact, they had momentum. Their defense had momentum.
They had momentum, exactly. Yeah. And I just feel like if they scored quicker than what they did, which they very well could have, but they kept calling them run plays. Mm-hmm. What's my man name? Miller was cooking. Jimmy Horn, I believe, got in the action on that last drive. Like,
hey, go ahead and talk about him because I was a big advocate on Jimmy Horn. I watch Well Off Media's YouTube because, like I said, you get the behind the scenes with Bucky showing you, the interaction with the players. And Horn was killing it during, off season. And then when Weaver came in, Weavers took that number one spot. And then him and Travis having that brotherhood, that camaraderie at Jackson State, I was like, Jimmy he just got to fit in where he need to fit in at. But it never happened. But I think this past weekend, Jimmy finally is like, let me just relax. But also, as a kid, like I said, we've all been in college. People don't know the backstory with Jimmy Horn. His dad is in jail. I don't know if that much is really bothering him, but I definitely know. I think he did an interview talking about his dad, and his dad was talking to Deion. He said, take care of my son, da. But I know how much pressure is on kids whenever you're in that spotlight. And some kids do, falter underneath pressure. But you got the best person to mold you and get you ready for that pressure. And I think, again, Jimmy finally came into his own now. And then people don't know if Weaver came from USF too, right?
Yeah, they both came from USF.
Thank you. And that's where it shows they're both Florida boys. And I know one particular team that I'm praying it does happen. I hope a lot of those Florida State boys go up to Colorado for the betterment of Clemson and Carolina next year. And I'm saying it right now. If it happens, it happens. Because I already know they already got a lot of transfers this past coming year from Florida State. So, like I said, but the only thing with the portal, too, I'm glad Quan said it. I know Cam and T probably know it. You only got 45 days now. It's not like a long window that, hey, I wanted to know. You have a 45-day window now where if you do want to transfer, that's all you get, man. Yeah. So, all right. Anybody else got anything else before we go to our next one?
No, we can go to the next one.
All right. I ain't going to say nothing. I'm just going to smile. I'm going to sit back and smile on this one. So our next one is we got 3 people that's Clemson fans right now, man.
Oh, Quan, you're a Clemson man?
Shout out to Clemson, baby.
I didn't know that. What's up, man? Yep. I know that.
So I ain't gonna say too much. I got the picture up there. I'm gonna let the Clemson fans have it, and y'all go ahead, man. Yeah. So go ahead and tell us about what's going on down there in Clemson world right now.
Well, I'm gonna make it kind of quick. You know, me and Cam have talked about Clemson a lot because we both Clemson guys. I think the thing that sucks for Clemson is right now, I don't think a lot of people are paying attention because they already lost the 2 games. Clemson looks really good right now. Like the last 2 weeks, they've looked really, really impressive. The offense is finally starting to get together. The defense is kind of, starting to come together as well. Cade Klubnik is calming down. I wish we wouldn't have played Duke and Florida State so early in the season. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I think if they was playing us now, and even Florida State, I mean, technically, we probably should have won that game. You know what I'm saying? But we just didn't, But I think Clemson's improving every week, and they've taken a step ahead every week. And that's all I can ask for at this point of the season is, can we improve? Can Cade develop? For me, I'm already kind of focused more towards next season. But I like what I'm seeing so far. I think the past 2 weeks, they've looked really, really well. So for me, man, just continue to improve every single week. Continue to play well. We got a couple of hard games coming up. We play the Chapel Hill boys at the end of the year. That's going to be a good game. We play Notre Dame. We still got to play the little brother in Columbia. You know what I'm saying? So we got some games coming up that's going to be – Miami's a really good team this year. So we got some games that's going to really be another test for us, but I'm excited to see how we do.
Hey, T, you already know what I'm about to say, man. The season The season's over, man. Listen, don't get me wrong. Hey, what he said was right. Like, I feel like if we were to play Duke again later on in the season, once we found our footing, I think it's a different story. You know what I'm saying? I still think they're a good team. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's gonna be no 28-7. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not trying to take nothing away from Duke though, because we didn't come into the game prepared at all. You feel me? And then as far as the Florida State game, that's also on coaching, in my opinion. That, especially at the end right there, that was bad, okay? But like me and TB saying, 2 losses, man. Clemson gonna be getting ready for that Cam and T podcast bowl, man. I'm telling you, it's that's the end of it, man. The season, that's it, bro. But yeah, like he said, we just getting better each and every week, and I think that's all that really matters at this point.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything?
This man, Thomas.
I already know. Look. So one of our JPG members is a big South Carolina fan. We got a couple of them in there, but our guy Thomas is a huge Cox fan. I told him I'm gonna call him the Cox after we, beat them game 1. But it ain't my time to talk yet. But Quan, go ahead. You got anything about them Tigers?
I ain't got much to say, bro.
Okay. All right. So it's my time now. My guy Drake made. And the only reason why I'm doing this, first, let me give a part of TCT a round of applause, because I was in the chat like, this man T-Time is really disrespecting my boys by saying, we boys. I gotta put it beside him. I'm like, because when it comes to my teams, you can ask Quan, hey, my head turned around and I said, but Cam rock with me, man. Even though this man a Clemson fan, that man rock with me. He understood what I was saying. But all jokes aside, man, before I say anything, thank you, NCAA, for getting it right.
Yeah, for sure.
I know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you for getting that right. That man's grandmother is sick. And for people that don't know what I'm talking about, Tez Walker transferred first from North Carolina Central to Kent State and now back home in the Carolinas. And he did it before you changed the rule, but then you tried to, where this man, Matt Brown, my coach, Matt Brown, was saying the young man was having mental issues. And if you're so for the players and you hear a mental issue, you waited 4 weeks where, God forbid, something happened to this man and he did something, that would have been on your hands, because the only thing the boy wanted to do was play ball. But thank you for finally getting it right. Thank you for allowing us to see this team at full strength. And I can't wait till Saturday when we play Syracuse. But again, welcome to the Tar Heel family, Tez Walker. I can't wait to see what you do on Saturday, man. But when I was actually upset that weekend as well, I was at a wedding. T-Tom was like, Doug, I know you in Texas, but my sister got a ticket. I said, bro, I don't want to talk about I'll be at a wedding. I won't be able to do anything. And shout out to Cam and T-Tom. They went out there to game day. I was watching every video that they had. I definitely appreciate them doing their coverage when they went out there for week 1 with college game day coming in, to the Carolinas. But what I saw against South Carolina, even though it was game 1, I saw something totally different. A lot of people question our defense. Gene Chizik, coming from the booth, coming to coach our defense last year, was a total disaster. I'm just going to call it what it is. It was a total disaster. I think we had the wrong people, the wrong personnel, and it was kind of like historic, meaning the defensive scheme was historic. Just the same way, I think, the same with Nick Saban. Yes, they're not looking good as well. The same where you guys say about Dabo Swinney. I think some of these coaches have to gravitate to a different coaching style because everything's not the same like it used to be back in the day. But fast forward it now, I think our defense has a year underneath his system. Drake May, if Caleb Williams does decide to stay in because of NIL money, will be the number 1 quarterback coming off the board. I will bet anybody on that. Just the Pittsburgh game alone, where we had adversity, even though we had adversity against Minnesota, that Pittsburgh game in Pittsburgh, regardless of how people feel about the ACC, Pittsburgh has always given Carolina troubles, just like with Sam Howell being in Washington right now every year. And to see that team gather together and come back and build a lead up, I think this possibly is the year. I know we still have Clemson. I respect them. We still have Florida State. You still have Miami. We still have Miami coming up after Syracuse. But I think Carolina has the right tools. And with Philip Lindsay, yes, he's had some questionable play calling, but again, he's opened that playbook and went to the strengths of Drake May. I think Carolina possibly can go back to the ACC championship game. And who knows what happens if that does happen, man.
I'm gonna be honest, and kind of just to refer to people that don't know, I said that I didn't think North Carolina was a top 15 team. Cam did though, so shout out to Cam. Cam called it. He said, "I think if this defense can be average, they can be a top 15 team," and that's really what their defense has been. Gene Chizik has did a great job stepping up with that defense. It's not amazing, but it's definitely way better than what it used to be, and you got to give credit for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll just be straight with you. If they can keep this defense at this level, they will be in Charlotte against Florida State. Because now when you look at the Duke situation, Riley Leonard is probably going to be out for a few weeks with that ankle sprain. Now, when you look at that,
he's hurt.
You still have to play Miami. Yeah, you still have to play Miami and stuff like that, of course. But I think with Drake May, who I believe is the second best quarterback in college football, and now you add Tez Walker to the weapons that they already have. I'm telling you, man, I think this is a team that could like mess around and win 10 or 11 games. I mean, we're really looking at a situation where, like I said, we're looking at a situation where they probably are going to be in the ACC championship. I think Drake May has did tremendous this year. I think they're running the ball really well. I think they're passing the ball really well.
Omari Hampton came into no room. I mean, we have a running back room. We got British Brooks. Yes, I know. Petaway, redshirted. Caleb Hood, like I said, we have a plethora of running backs.
But y'all look good though, man. I gotta give credit where it's due, man. Eat my crow. They look like a top 15 team now, in all seriousness.
You know I'm messing with you. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait till we joined up. But go ahead, Cam. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say, like I said before the season started, I think I was looking at their schedule. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. I was looking at their schedule because we
I
talked
can tell
about
you what you need. I can tell off the top of my head, Cam, what you need.
Just give me their next. What are y'all 5-0 right now?
Yeah, no, 4. We had a bye this past week, so we're only 4. So we just beat Pittsburgh. We have Syracuse now this week, and we have Miami. And I want to say, oh my gosh, hey, this I almost called them the Skins.
You gotta wake up.
Hey, I don't know what they're doing. So we got Syracuse this week. We got Miami, and then we got Virginia. But the next 3 games are at home, and then we go to the trap game. I call it a trap game because I remember T-Tom talking about that Georgia Tech game. It's always been a trap game for us. Always been a trap game.
I just feel like just based on who y'all play this year, I just feel like that y'all really got a shot to. I said 10-0. I said y'all could have started 10-0.
You did say that. You did say that.
I said the only 2 teams I was worried about for y'all was Clemson and then the rivalry game with NC State. But really, it's looking like to me is Duke and Clemson. I would say is really.
I'm telling you, I'm not worried about Duke, Cam. And reason why I'm for the trap game is Georgia Tech. I don't know what it is. It's like every time we go to Atlanta, I don't know if the boys going out. I don't know what it is. It's like we're always a step behind every time.
Yeah.
He fumbled.
Man, 85, bro. I'm telling y'all be watching QB School, bro.
Who?
Y'all be watching QB School on YouTube?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I don't.
That's the dude that be going in on Adam Thielen, right?
Yeah, I watch it I'm watching him there every day. He the reason why
every day,
yeah.
Yeah, Cole Kmet set up right there. He punched the ball too.
He punched it out, yeah.
Pain.
Cole Kmet, he be cooking Kmet, bro, because I thought he was a solid tight end, but good lord, the way
I did too.
He just got paid too.
Very high. I drafted him very high last year.
He just got paid too, man.
He just got paid. Yeah. He just got paid
too. I got him on my slip. Bullshit.
I got you. You looking good right now. You looking real good right now.
Yeah.
You already got one green light.
DJ.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Kmet helping right now because that's targets. All right, so they're about to settle for a field goal. So the moment and I'm gonna give everybody their opportunity to talk.
Yeah.
Who to blame? Who's to blame?
Shit.
And I know everybody, and I'm gonna try. I promise you, I'm gonna try my hardest not to lash out or yell. But we got Scott Fitterer, and I see Quan face behind the picture. You got Scott Fitterer, you got Bryce, and you got Frank Wright. For me, number one, I didn't go to a big Power 5 school, but I went to a mid-major. And for me seeing a freshman come in, and I've never worked with the pros, I'm not going to blame our rookie quarterback. That's number one.
Yeah.
I refuse to do that. I refuse. I don't care. People can say we should have drafted C.J. Stroud. We should have drafted Anthony Richardson. I am not going to blame a rookie quarterback coming out of college, regardless of what C.J. Stroud is doing, what Anthony Richardson is doing. I'm not going to blame our rookie quarterback. Frank Wright deserves every bit of the blame that I'm going to give Scott Fitterer as well.
Mm-hmm.
When Quan was driving, we were driving back, and I had such a headache. I don't even eat this food. I said, Quan, go to McDonald's. I said, I have such a headache. I just needed something on my stomach. I had a bad headache. And I pulled up my phone. Well, I was on my phone looking at the footage and all this and that. And Frank was talking. And when the man said, I think it was Sheena, and shout out to Sheena. We all met Sheena, man. Cool. I appreciate Sheena asking the question because I really was able to see Frank Wright for who I know who he is now. She said a lot of fans been asking about play calling. It's only the second game, but how do you feel about play calling? I'm not the problem. And when he said that, it was just his delivery saying, I'm not the problem. So you indirectly called your players out and you didn't take ownership of saying it's a collective. Meaning that I'm calling the bad plays and they're not executing it. You just put it on your players saying my players are not executing the plays right. And for me, I've always been Thomas Brown. Even regardless of what you say in the preseason, you see what this man was able to do against 2s and 3s with play calling. And I think Frank is so stubborn that I made the comment in the car, Matt Rule is still the head coach. It's just Frank Reich in his own body. Because he's stubborn. He doesn't take ownership. And when I look at it, what have you done for me lately? Yes, CJ Stroud is your typical quarterback, but if Bryce Young is not your typical quarterback and you have an offensive coordinator in Thomas Brown that's been around a different amount of systems and Josh McCown's his quarterback coach, why can't you just sit back and call the shots, call the timeouts, call the 4th and 1s or whatever crucial play calling or crucial plays that we need? You hired Thomas Brown for a reason. Why aren't you utilizing his traits of being an offensive coordinator? So I feel like Frank Wright is definitely at the forefront of the blame. But I blame a person I didn't put up here, David Tepper and Scott Fitterer.
Yep.
I was so happy with the acquisitions of what we got. But when I look at the money, the money that we had and the money we did not utilize, why in the world, if we're keeping all this cap space, you weren't going to re-sign or give extension to Brian Burns? Why didn't we use that money during the offseason? Why didn't we use that money in the offseason? Yes, DJ Chark is a good wide receiver. Yes, Adam Thielen is a possession catch wide receiver. Yes, Miles Sanders has camaraderie with Deuce Staley. Only person that I definitely loved that the sign that we got was Von Bell. Von Bell has shown me what he needs to do going into that defense. We still had, I think the young man's playing right now. I'm going to butcher his name. The DN that used to play for Indy is playing for the Bears right now. Why didn't we sign him? It's just certain things for me.
Yannick.
Yes, Yannick. It's just certain things for me where I'm tired of shopping, and this no offense, because I get stuff at the Dollar Tree. I get stuff like that. I'm tired of shopping at the Dollar Tree where we can go to Whole Foods, we can go to Publix, we can go to the expensive spot where we have money to get that caliber or get that tier of players. It's always Carolina gets a tier 2, tier 3 player. And for me, with last thing, I'll pass it off. For me, with David Tepper, if the report that I saw is true, this man, regardless of what our past owner Richardson did, I don't want to hear it because Jerry Jones is the biggest one out there. I ain't going to say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I know for a fact. I live here. Jerry Jones is the biggest one out of all the owners. So if you wanted Bryce Young so bad, I don't give a flying. I don't care. We know CJ Stroud's the type of quarterback if that's what Frank Reich wanted. So your opinions and what you have, sit there and write my checks for my coaching staff that I need so we can coach this team up. Don't have a say-so in my picks. You did that 2 years in a row for me. 2 years in a row you did that. You did, I like this person. I don't care who you like. We want wins. If I go to my closet right now, I have not worn the last 2 weeks we did NFL Taste. I have not worn one Panther shirt. I bought so much gear this year just based off of excitement. So much gear. Like, I'm so tempted. I mean, I'm not going to do it, but I was so tempted to sell my October 29th ticket because for what? Yes, only reason why I'm going is because of the Hall of Honor. It ain't for the team. Only way it's going to be for the team is Thomas Brown is calling plays. Eazy-E Evero has done everything that I knew he was going to do. When Quan and I did that defensive breakdown, I told him, I said, this man is going to have this defense elite. No, they don't have the turnover numbers. No, they don't have the pressure. They don't have the sacks. But they're keeping teams. Yes, you can travel down the field, but you're not getting most touchdowns. Only time you're getting a touchdown is when the team is tired. Mm-hmm. So for me, the order should go David Tepper / Scott Fitterer. Then it goes Frank Wright. And if you want to blame Bryce Young, you can. I don't believe it's Bryce, but a lot of people want to throw our young quarterback underneath there. I still believe in the young man. regardless of now. This is no shade to my guy Uncle Quan. I always joke about the CJ Stroud thing. I know why he says that, but at the end of the day, Bryce is going to be fine. Once we get this young man weapons and all that, we're going to be fine. But we have a identity problem, we have an ego problem, and we have a narcissist problem in our front office right now, and it needs to be fixed. Go ahead, fellas.
Yeah, nah, man, you pretty much nailed it. I mean, I literally talked about that on our podcast, and I talked about, and I would say the same order with the who's responsible. I don't think you can put too much on Bryce Young at all, really. I mean, there's a few things he can catch up with, but he's a rookie, so I'm not gonna go hard on him or nothing like that. And then, like you said, Frank Reich. I mean, bro, what are we doing here? You hired Thomas Brown. You told him you wanted him to be a part of the staff. Why is he not able to do his job? Because you're insecure in how he's going to do. Then why did you hire him? Why is he here? So that's my thing.
You don't have to have an offensive coordinator if you don't want to.
Exactly. Right. He could have just said, "I'm going to."
I was saying T-Tom and Cam, and I use this every time we talk about it. Look what Minnesota does. Who's their offensive coordinator?
Right.
Their head coach. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, he has a title. If he has a title, let that man do his job.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I'm saying. And we talked about this on our podcast the other day about Frank Reich. The team always, or most of the time, follows the personality of their head coach. No disrespect to Frank Reich. I'm pretty sure he's a great human being, a great gentleman, a great everything. When I seen Bryce get knocked down by that dude the other day ago and nobody did nothing, I said, this is the epitome of Frank Reich's behavior. And then after the game, Frank Reich was like, oh, I didn't think it was that bad. Again, there's no type of bombastic, there's no dominant guys in the locker room. It feels like everybody's just taken up with Frank Reich's personality. And I think that's a problem, personally. Scott Fitterer, I've ranted about him enough, and I agree. Scott Fitterer and David Tepper both are kind of on the same level of blame. Scott Fitterer sucks at his job. I've said this several times. I don't think the dude is good. Me and Ken went over it on our podcast. Literally, every draft for the last 3 years since he's been here, pretty much 90% of the guys are gone. They're not even in the league, or they're on another team stinking up the joint. Yeah. So again, it's just it's a lot of issues, and it starts from the top. It starts from the top, bro. That's really all I can say about it. Cam, you can go.
Go ahead, Quan.
Hey, I'm gonna be brief. I'm gonna try not to raise my voice with this shit. I will elaborate a little bit more. I got a video coming soon, but we have a lot of issues. I'm talking about, hey, T-Time told y'all majority of it, man. We got issues from the front office to the personnel to the scheme. It's a shit show. I mean, just plain and simple, it's a shit show, man. So who's to blame? Every fucking body, bro. Everybody. I mean, we got our fucking head coach. I don't know what's going on with our head coach, man. Our head coach, he look like he in La La Land half the time. He talking about he forgetting to call a play because a player was that, bro. What the?
Oh my God! Don't even bring that. Oh
bro,
my
at that point, I was like, damn, bro. I'd rather hear Rule talk than hear some shit like that.
Yeah,
that pissed me off. And then T-Time said it perfect, bro. Another thing that pissed me off, I was live streaming it. Bryce got smacked. Ain't nobody do shit, bro. I went and watched the all 22, the fucking highlights. They sat there and picked him up. Oh, are you okay? Hey, don't do that, guys. What the fuck? Bro, what?
Yeah.
What? I don't care, bro. I don't care how close you are with your quarterback. If somebody smack your quarterback and it was after the whistle,
you need to be up in that dude's jaw, man.
I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
Jump his ass. I don't care about no fines or nothing. Jump his ass now. That's how I feel about it. But that's just one of the many things that's wrong with this team. Where is the culture? We have lacked culture for so many years. Why?
Since Rule got hired. Since Matt Rule got hired.
Yeah, bro. I as a Panthers fan who's seen this team succeed before, I am craving a winning season. I'm craving hope. I feel like I'm in a drought holding on to something that's just not there. It's like, bro, I'm fed up. But we got a lot of issues, y'all. And it humors me when I hear people say, "Oh, we got to get rid of Bryce Young. Bryce Young ain't got no arm. Bryce Young can't throw down the field. Bryce Young ain't got no arm talent. He's a bust." What the fuck are y'all looking at?
Right.
What are y'all looking at? Because y'all not looking at the same thing I'm looking at. Yes, Bryce has some mistakes. He done had some fumbles and shit. But he's a rookie that's gonna go through growing pains regardless. If we're winning or losing, he's gonna have growing pains. But he is. If you sitting here saying he's the main issue why we're losing, you're fucking delusional.
Yeah.
You are delusional. Like, what are you looking at, bro? Our receivers are struggling with separation. They're slow as shit. The schemes that you're calling for these receivers to get open is taking fucking 5 seconds or longer for them to even run their routes. The offensive line cannot hold up. They cannot protect. We can't establish the run, so nobody respects us. All they got to do is stack the box and blitz the hell out of us because we can't establish a run game. All going back to this offensive line as well. They can't. I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot of issues. And then we got the injury bug that's been rolling around. We got Scott Fitterer. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He backtracking now, trying to find a receiver when we could have signed DeAndre Hopkins.
Could have been had one, man.
In the offseason, bro. Like, we could have addressed our corner situation. Like, it's just bro, I can go on and on and on with the issues of this team, man. But I digress. We got a lot of issues that we're gonna have to fix, and it's not gonna take a trade of a receiver to fix this shit.
No.
Man.
Cam, before you get going, Cam, me and Cam was at the Atlanta game, the first game of the year. What was the corners and safeties doing to the wide receivers? What were they doing, bro, when we watched that game?
They pulled out a doggone lawn chair and sat their ass right down.
That on every single route.
They was sitting on the they was sitting on the routes, boy.
No respect for their speed, bro.
I'm telling you, it's let me just I keep it short.
Nah, go ahead and talk. Look, boy, y'all don't understand. Hey, I talk to Quan almost every day, and he know I'm hot. When I say I'm hot as fish grease, I know y'all didn't heard that saying. I'm hot right now, and I'm trying to be respectful because, again, I understand this is his job, but at the same time, like I said, I was an undergrad coach, so I know how coaching goes. But at the same time, how long are you gonna be naive? How long are you gonna be naive? How long are you gonna be that narcissist where that's what caused Matt Rule to be fired? Because that narcissism mindset and you speaking on it and then it shades off on your players. That's the part that I'm frustrated with. How much longer is David Tepper gonna sit his butt up there with Nicole, hi, and say, get this right, or I'll jump ship and sign another check. Because all he doing is doing a freaking what is it called? A tax write-off.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you want my honest answer right now, before you say something, Cam, I would not care if we fired Frank Wright right now and signed Eric Bieniemy right now. I would not care.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
Hey,
I wouldn't care.
Hop off, man. I'll hop right back on.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be right back, y'all.
All right.
But yeah, man, listen. So I'm actually writing. I don't know if y'all T noticed, but Doug, you and Quan, y'all probably don't know, but I contribute for Cat Crave blog too. And so right now
I didn't know he was on Cat Crave.
Yeah. So right now I'm in the midst of writing a paper, pretty much a blog post for it. And basically we're talking about, what's really going on. And so basically who's to blame. Mm-hmm. Right now it's looking like I'm gonna be at about 2,000 words. Okay. And that's how bad it is, man. DJ Moore, Lord,
did you see that?
Lord is going.
Lord,
did you see that?
DJ Moore going ballistic, absolutely ballistic. This man is going absolutely ballistic, bro. He is bullying them. Oh, I might as well go ahead and talk about it now for a second.
Golly.
So, but dang, both feet in too. And that's Kendall Fuller.
Yep. And Kendall Fuller came from Virginia Tech, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah. Both feet in, toes and all.
God.
Listen. So, the person to blame for the Carolina Panthers' failures and mistakes is David Tepper. Lex Luthor himself. Okay. He's the person that we need to be blaming for everything. He hired Scott Fitterer. He hired Matt Rule. He hired Frank Wright. He decided to keep Marty Herney when he fired Ron Rivera. He's the one that did all of this. Everything that we blame Scott Fitterer for, we need to take it up just a level.
Yeah.
And say this is David Tepper's fault. Okay. No matter what. Me and T went through Scott Fitterer's drafts. He stinks at his job. David Tepper needs to recognize this. Scott Fitterer he really don't need another draft, if we being completely honest with you. If he fails to sign Brian Burns, Scott Fitterer has to go. But that's neither here nor there. The Panthers' offensive line ranks 32nd in run block win rate, which means they ain't winning nothing when it comes to running the football. We stink. All right. Ike Ekwonu has the most penalties in the league right now. Most false starts and the most total penalties. Second most penalties. Or no, he's the most penalized offensive lineman, the second most false starts. That's Ike Ekwonu. All right, second year. All right. Chandler Zavala has given up more pressures than some whole NFL teams by himself.
28.
Right.
28
by himself. Bryce Young, let me get the numbers. Hold on, let me get the number. I'm a numbers guy, man. Y'all know I got to read the numbers.
Go ahead, man.
I got to read the numbers off to you. Hold on. I got you.
Hey, when you talking about that, I'm just looking at why did we have to give DJ up? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
And I mean, Scott Fitterer, you give up a lot for that number 1 overall pick. That was a lot. And I'm not blaming Bryce for nothing. Don't get me wrong. When I say this, I'm not blaming Bryce for anything at all. But for me, as a general manager, that's a lot to give up for, somebody who may or may who wasn't really looked at as a generational prospect. He was a good prospect. He was a great prospect, but he wasn't generational. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you trade up like that for somebody who you don't consider a generational prospect. I'm not blaming Bryce, though. I think he's still going to be really good. The offensive line is giving him nothing. Nothing. He's the third most sacked quarterback, and he's played a game less than everybody else that's ahead of him. Like, it's embarrassing, bro. So David Tepper is the one that needs to be blamed for everything. As far as Frank Wright, and me and T talk about this all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just put it all on the table right now. T-Time said that how do you hire a coach that just got fired and didn't make it through the whole season? Got fired the same week Matt Rule got fired. Or a week after, or a week before, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Cam, you want to know what I think with me being away from home, meaning home in North Carolina, I'm able to like see it through a different scope. I'm not just getting Carolina's news. I think it was a feel good story. He was the first quarterback.
I think Cam brought that up the other day.
Cam said that. I didn't even know you do that. It was just
Cam said that. Cam said that
lately. I've been thinking that lately. It was a feel good story. He was our first coach. Well, excuse me. He was our first quarterback. Threw our first touchdown as our quarterback. He's from the Carolinas. He is well respected. I don't give a darn about respect. Like I said, everybody thought Eric Bieniemy was a butt, but he's a butt because he holds his players accountable.
Right.
And just talking about this it makes me just
it make your head hurt. You know what I'm saying? I say it all the time. It make my butt itch just sitting here thinking about all this stuff.
Yo, I heard you say that one. I heard you say that one on y'all.
It make me sick for real because it's like, I mean, I'm looking at Eric B right now. You know what I'm saying? No, they getting busted right now, but like
they moving the ball. He moving that ball right now.
Yeah, exactly. And look what he did with the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? We knew Eric B had it in him. I mean, good God, the only person that I've ever seen really come out and say they didn't like Eric B's coaching style was Shady McCoy. And Tyreek Hill told y'all what the reason was, because he told Shady to tuck the ball, when he run. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't like that. You know what I mean? So, and Le'Veon Bell, I think, had something to say, but it's because he didn't want to put Le'Veon Bell at RB1. You know what I'm saying? We know this. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just, like you said earlier, it's a shame that they didn't even bring Eric B back for the hiring cycle. And in my opinion, that the reason why they did that is because David Tepper knew that Eric B didn't have a shot to get this job, and so he didn't even bring him back. And I think that's a mistake on David Tepper's part because now he done hired 2 back-to-back pastors, 2 back-to-back snake oil salesmen, 2 people that be lying through their teeth. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, T talk about it all the time. You brought in a coach who just got fired, but it don't make sense when you had somebody that was already in the building that had culture, you know what I'm saying, that was well respected, had everything pretty much going for him that Frank Wright had going for him, except that Frank Wright only had that 1 playoff appearance. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, T said it too. Frank Reich is 63 years old. Yeah. So how long is he gonna be our head coach for real?
Yeah.
You gave him a 4-year contract. He'll be 68 by the end of that. He'll be 68 years old.
We got one of our other JPG members joining real quick. What's the only reason I got Bleezo in Japan, so we're gonna have our guy come on, man. What's going on, Bleezo?
What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man.
Hey, I just want to say, man, we should have traded Burns instead of DJ.
You saying we should have traded Burns instead of DJ?
Facts.
I kind of figured that's where you were going with it whenever you said that. I mean, for me, you already heard, like, I knew how hurt DJ was. Ooh, he just overthrew him just a little bit. Oh, he overthrew him just a little bit.
Man.
For me, it was more. I understand why they didn't trade Burns, but when I look at it now, what's the easier thing to find is what another defensive end, another defensive tackle. You can't find a bona fide wide receiver like what DJ Moore is able to do.
Facts.
And what we're looking at now, you have a lot of reports of, like I said, our next segment before we open the mic is talk about getting another wide receiver. And for me, it's like, that's why I said, what was Scott Fitterer doing all this time? What board did they look at during the offseason? Because the board was not great at all. It was basically subpar. But like I said, man, I definitely agree with you, Bleezo. I understand why now. And I actually think if we did trade Burns, we wouldn't have to give up all those picks as well either.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I think the Bears value him more. So we probably would have, been able to keep a pick.
Yeah.
So it's like, we keep this man and like y'all not even trying to pay him.
Can I interject?
What are you doing?
Can I interject for a second?
Go ahead, Cam.
So T, you might be able to correct me, but I believe Sheena said that the Bears asked for DJ Moore or it was somebody else. It wasn't.
Yes, no, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right, Cam.
I think they asked for either Derek Brown,
Burns, or is DJ Moore
or Moore. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember. Did they ask for Burns? I don't remember them asking for
Burns. It was either three. It was either three.
Yeah.
I just feel
I wish we could have threw JC Horn in there, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'm not.
Yeah.
And because coming into the summer, JC Horn was getting a lot of hype. That's why I wish we could have threw him in there.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting hurt and he got injured in training camp too. I mean, that was after the trade and all of that. But I'm saying, like, I was saying this already. I said, if you're gonna get good pick. Oh, he dropped it.
Right through his leg, right through his arms.
That's crazy. But no, I agree though, bro. Like, if you're not gonna pay Brian Burns, you should have either traded him to the Bears. Or my God, you should have gave him to the Rams for them 2 first round.
You understand them picks that he had?
Bro, the minute that word got out that they shouldn't have, the minute they rejected the 2 first round picks from the Rams, they should have literally said, Brian Burns, whatever your check wants to be, make it out.
They lost all leverage. Leverage.
You lost all leverage. Man.
All leverage. I mean, this man's coming off of back-to-back Pro Bowl appearances, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay this man.
That's a fact, Cam.
Yeah.
You got to pay this man, though. You have no choice. And like my man Bleezo said, you should have, if you wasn't going to pay him, then you should have traded him off and you should have kept your wide receiver because you knew that you wanted that first pick for a quarterback.
For a quarterback.
So what is your edge? What's an edge rusher going to do to help your quarterback? And Scott Fitterer knows because he said this before. Scott Fitterer knows. He said if you got conviction, you need to go for your quarterback because that's the most important position in all the sports.
Hey Kim, you want to know the reason why I have a problem with Scott Fitterer? What do we call that? Talking out of both sides of your mouth. And then we can really say you're talking out of one end and the other. And Scott Fitterer has done that several times. Yeah. Several times. But Bleezo, go ahead. If you got anything else to say before I have T and Cam, go ahead and finish the last set, man. Because I know you in Japan. I definitely appreciate you pulling up, man. Be safe over here. But go ahead. What else you got to say, man?
We on a 4-day weekend. Cause I would be at work right now. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. So I was able to tune in this morning.
Yes, sir. But you already know, man. You know, every Thursday we doing NFL takes. I just definitely appreciate TCT, T and Cam coming up this week. Like I said, I don't know who we're gonna have next week, but you already know you in that JPG group, so you already get all the information before anybody else before we drop it, man.
Facts, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Make sure them babies taken care of and you stay safe, man. You know I'll be talking to you this weekend, man.
Oh, yeah, already.
All right.
All right, fam.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like I said, T and Cam, Bleezo's in our JPG group, but he's in the military just like me, but he's stationed in Japan right now. So I definitely appreciate him pulling up, man.
Service too as well, Bleezo and you as well, dude.
I didn't know you was in the military.
14, look. Like I said, just because this beard, like I said, I'm actually glad we get to have beards and all that. But it'll be 14 years next January for me. So I'm on the down track now. Like I said, I only got a couple more years and I'm on the down track.
You going 20?
Man, once that 20 hit, Cam, I'm done. I'm done. If I could be done right now, I will be done. Like I said, I only got really 5 more years and I'm done. I'm ready for it, man. I'm so ready. Ready.
Are you?
I'm reserve. No, I'm reserve. I'm National Guard reserve. I mean National Guard. Army Reserve right now, but I have did actives here. But I'm looking to go overseas when I do my next contract for at least a year and a half to get dual citizenship, and then once I get dual citizenship, come back and then go ahead and start my retirement papers.
Word. That's what's up, bro.
So,
that's what's
all
up,
right.
man.
So, I actually took this from Cam and T, the last one that we got, and then we're gonna open the lineup if anybody wants to pull up. I follow these gentlemen, so this is what we got. Y'all brought up. Let me take this comment off. You guys had to start, sit, bench. So, with all the news coming around that we've been engaged in with wide receivers. Like I got Bleezo said, we should already been trying to get a wide receiver before now. It shouldn't have taken 4 weeks where we're 0-4, and it's now time to hit the panic button, who we should get. For me, out of these 3 gentlemen with Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins, and Marquise Brown, I think my answer would definitely shock you guys, but I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy. And the reason why I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins is, well, no, I can't say that because we already have a Jerry Jeudy on this offense, and that is DJ Chark. No, he's not in the same speed as Jerry Jeudy. Only thing that I think with T. Higgins is a bigger wide receiver, but I also think people don't know Jerry Jeudy can play the X, the Y, and the Z. Mm-hmm. And I think he is a lot faster than T. Higgins. I don't want Marquise Brown. We get that.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna do the reaction video. Hey, we get him, and I'm not doing a reaction video. I'm letting you know right now. It ain't nothing to talk about. Don't ask me how I feel because then it ain't gonna be pretty. But I really think with T. Higgins being hurt right now, I think the price should go down just a smither. But with Jerry Jeudy, you have to understand what you're getting with this young man. He had Sutton. Yes, he's been injured. And the only thing that scares me with Jeudy as well is him playing on that turf in Bank of America Stadium. He already has ankle injuries, and he's already had a knee injury. And I hate that turf. When I say I hate it, I hate it.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we need to definitely look at Jerry Jeudy or T. Higgins. Also, I don't know if you guys knew, is it Gregory that used to play for Denver? He's actually a free agent right now too.
Randy Gregory, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we had the wrong man to do the job. I don't know why we won't hand it over to Dan Morgan. Excuse me, Dan Morgan. I really hate we let go of Bean. I think that's the worst mistake we ever could have did, was letting go of Bean and let him go up there with Carolina North. Can't even call them Carolina North because they surpassed Carolina and Buffalo Bills now. But, I mean, for me, to answer the question, I would start Jerry Jeudy. I will bench T. Higgins, and I won't even sign Marquise Brown.
Man, y'all tough. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. Y'all be tough on my boy Hollywood, man. Y'all be tough on him. Y'all be tough.
I'm not. I
know.
He just don't move me like he's a.
I understand.
He does not move the needle for us.
Yeah, he's not a scrub. So let me say that he's not a scrub. He's kind of in that same ballpark with me than like a Thielen or like somebody like that. Like he's a top barely 32 wide receiver, somewhere between like 26. I say like 26 to 32. That's kind of where he's at. In my personal opinion, what do I think Hollywood will probably be the best wide receiver we would have on our team now? Yeah, he probably would by a little bit. It's not really that hard to be the best wide receiver on this team. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just, as far as long term, because I think he's up for a contract, isn't he?
Yeah.
Marquise?
Yeah.
I think going into next year.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not trying to pay that guy. So I would go T. Higgins, even though he's up for a contract. I think T. Higgins is more, first, a wide receiver one material. Then I would go Jeudy, and then I would go, bench, Hollywood. Because if we're making a trade, and this is going to be probably another unpopular opinion, I don't think the Panthers need to make a trade for a wide receiver right now. Anyway, the season's cooked. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like if we was competitive and the wide receiver was the only thing that we were missing, I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe. Sure. But we already don't have draft picks as it is. So yeah, for me,
we're already talking about giving up our second next year or a third for a wide receiver.
No.
That's, to me, that's just idiotic. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I think that's ridiculous, bro. Now, if they said something like a Dante Jackson for a Hollywood straight up, or a Dante for Jeudy or something like that, yeah, you know what I'm saying, yeah. But no, I'm not doing no. I'm not. I couldn't give up no high pick, not no second.
No,
you know
man,
what I'm saying? That's just me. But to answer the question straight up, for me, I was more shocked that more people didn't say start Jeudy. I was very shocked that more, and I'm not saying I would probably go T, Jeudy, and then Hollywood. But
I said Jeudy. I said Jeudy, Cam.
Yeah, you did. And I was shocked that, because it's really you. It wasn't many people that said start Jeudy, and I'm surprised, because one thing about Jerry Jeudy is that he gonna run them routes. Jerry Jeudy is an elite route runner in this NFL. He gonna create separation by himself, regardless of scheme, which is why I like, for this team, I think Jerry Jeudy would probably work better. But T is one of those guys, like you said, he's bigger. You just throw it his way, he gonna try to come down with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too worried about the fractured ribs, but at the same time, it is an injury. But I'm surprised that more people didn't say start Jerry Jeudy, and that they would want Jerry Jeudy, because he's absolutely an elite route runner. He's one of the best in the game for sure. So I think on this team, man, if we somehow got lucky enough to get both of them, bro, if we just got two of those guys, bro, like, I think we solid. It's, to be completely honest with you, those two, Stark and then Thielen. And in my opinion, I don't know how y'all feel. We can talk about it. I don't know how you feel about Jonathan Mingo. I'm all the way out on Terrace Marshall, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's Jover, bro.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. How do y'all feel about Mingo, though? Because I know he's just a rookie, but at the same time, I ain't saying much.
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
My honest opinion, he's a rookie, but again, I blame David Temper. If that story is true, that you called Steve Smith and Steve Smith told you who to draft, Are we doing a celebrity pick'em?
Right.
I mean, are we going off of? Hey, I called a legend. Do you know who Steve Smith is? Yeah, he used to play for the Panthers. Like, dude, really? That's how you started the phone conversation with Mingo?
Right.
And for me, I wanted Zay Flowers.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah,
me too.
But then I look what Tank Dell is doing, and it's crazy. The man called and said, "Do not let me leave Houston. This is where I want to be." He played at the University of Houston, and the only thing he had to do, the only thing he had to do was go. Is it like 10 or 15 miles up the street? And he's right at whatever stadium. Is it NRG Stadium or whatever? Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like,
man,
I understand Mingo, and I think they try to get a replacement. And what I mean by a replacement, if you look at what Mingo intangibles are, who does he remind you of? DJ Moore. Yeah. If you really look at the intangibles, they try to get a replacement for a wide receiver that we traded away in the draft where you could have got a speedster. Oh, that's PI. That could have been
Mooney,
a PI.
Mooney, that Mooney connection just ain't hitting tonight.
Yeah, that ain't.
that Mooney connection ain't hitting tonight, man. You know what?
I think he's a rookie. Again, I cannot put so much blame on him because of the schemes that we're running, meaning that the wide receiver concepts that we're running. But at the same time, there were better wide receivers on the board, not saying that he's not a good wide receiver for us.
Yeah. I just feel like, and I think T agree with me when I say this, to me, Jonathan Mingo looked like the guy that we already had on the roster, and Terrence Marshall Jr. That's who he looked like to me.
It's a smaller receiver.
Yeah. I don't see much different there. I mean, I don't know, man. Like you said, I wanted Zay Flowers. Tank Dell was on my list too. I didn't know that he begged to stay in Houston. No, that's good for him.
He begged, Cal.
That's good for him. I mean, to be honest with you, that's really good for him because that's how you know he coming out there to play for y'all for real. But I talk about this sometimes on my Twitter account, but like, in my opinion, one of the biggest misses that the Carolina Panthers have had really in recent memory, going back to when Cam was playing, they never, in my opinion, hit on. They never were in good position to draft a wide receiver. They did it 2 times in the first round with Benjamin and DJ Moore, but I just don't think. I don't know how y'all felt about DJ Moore coming out, but I wasn't too impressed. He's obviously really good now, but I wasn't too impressed with him. Kelvin Benjamin, I thought would be better. I think that injury kind of, hurt him, really hurt his career. But at the same time, man, I think it's a shame that Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, next year, Marvin Harrison Jr., you know what I'm saying? All of these guys that came into the league, and we just haven't had a chance to even look at one of those guys because we're so busy looking at other positions that we should have been addressed. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we should be in a luxury position to draft a wide receiver. I mean, got freaking Jordan Addison and what's my man, Quentin Johnston. They went to teams that had 2 good wide receivers already. Correct. But that team was just in a prime position to take them that you almost just can't pass up on those guys. And I hate that Carolina isn't in a position like that because if we took a wide receiver at 9 this year, I think everybody would have been scratching their head because it's like, well, who's going to throw them the ball? Is it going to be Matt Corral or what? You know what I'm saying? But, like, I just hate that we missed out on so many guys, man.
So, I mean, well hold on, Kim. You asked that question. I'm going to save what I just saw, but you can't even say that because I'm still scratching my head about the whole DJ Johnson trade up. To me,
that was stupid, man.
That was, I mean, I'm still scratching my head. If you look at all the talent that we had on the roster, or I mean, not on the roster, on the draft board, you had Ringo there still. I know for sure you had Tank Dell there. You had what's the running back that's from Miami? I know, is it how do you say his name?
A-Chain, Devon A-Chain.
Yes. So for me, it's just like
you had freaking Puka Nakua there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You did. You did. So for me, it's like I don't know what David Tepper sees in Scott Fitterer. I know one thing that he definitely is a yes man, because again, I go back to it. I don't give a crap. Your wife fell in love with Bryce Young. You know the type of quarterback that thrives in Frank Reich's system, and that quarterback was C.J. Stroud. I saw on the film what Bryce can do. That's the reason why I wanted Bryce. But I didn't know schematically that Bryce he's not, let me not say fail. He's had trouble with this scheme because Frank won't adapt to his strengths.
No.
One thing Quan said on Sunday was Bryce is what going to his right. He's best going to his right, rolling out the pocket. Oh, he didn't throw a pick. Watch him about to get blown out.
Man.
Watch him about to get blown out.
None of us saw that coming, man. None of us saw this coming.
No,
But yeah, hold on. Quan, you want to know something, bro? You want to know something?
What?
Chicago looked good last week. They might get their first win. Did you ever think Chicago would get a first win before Carolina?
I'm not
I
surprised.
never thought we was gonna be 0-4.
No. I'm saying before the season even started, did we think Chicago have a better record than Carolina?
No.
That's where I'm getting at.
I didn't.
And then the picture that I'm looking at, and it teased me off. Somebody it's a Panthers Instagrammer. It just had a picture of C-Mac in a 49ers jersey and DJ Moore in Chicago jersey. And when I looked at it, I just threw my phone. I don't know if y'all heard it when I just threw my phone down. It's like we could have one of the best running backs in the league still, and we could have a top. DJ Moore has been a border top 10 wide receiver in the league every year with poor quarterbacking, and we just threw both of them away for what in return?
Honestly, you know what? I hear what you're saying, but that Christian McCaffrey trade that needed to happen, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I mean, at the time, he wasn't healthy, and we needed draft capital, and it is what it is. It's a business, you know what I'm saying? We talking about it now with Horn. Like your best availability is availability. Christian McCaffrey was not playing at all for like 2 seasons straight, and it was just like, well, we got to move on. I mean, he's going to be good somewhere else. We already knew that. We knew that was coming, but that had to happen. I mean, I know we about it now because he's thriving in a new system, but it had to happen. That trade had to happen, man.
And really, it goes back. And Cam, go ahead, Cam. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say the reason why he healthy is, well, there's other reasons, but they giving him a break. You know what I'm saying? He not playing every snap. You know what I'm saying? They giving some other guys some carries. See, Carolina, he played 98% of snaps that year that he went for 1,000 and 1,000. 98%. Running backs get touched every single play. He played 98% of snaps.
But Kim, you want to know something too that people really have to see that as an impact on his body? He's playing on grass and not turf. And C-Mac said him playing on grass has definitely taken a lesser toll on his body.
He said that?
He said that. He said it during the offseason. He didn't say it during the season, but he said it during the offseason. But I go back to you whenever you went to Fan Fest. I would never forget Quan literally zoomed in on the turf, pulled the turf up, and said, I understand why people say our turf is trash. I'll never forget when Quan did that. And then when he pulled it up, I don't know if people have seen turf. I've seen turf bubble up. I've seen it. When I say bubble, I'm talking about because of underneath. I literally thought our turf can bubble up. And it's terrible because look at all the injuries that have happened. All the injuries that have happened this year have been on turf. Have been on turf. There has been no grass injuries throughout the NFL that have been season ending, have been all on turf.
Damn.
Have all been on turf.
I'm not trying to cut nobody off. Is Washington playing on grass? Because that look like grass.
It's grass. That's grass. That's grass.
It look like grass. Yeah, they need to do that for all 32 teams, bro. Honestly,
I don't understand
at this point. Like, just do grass.
It can't be it just can't be the what's it called? The maintenance cost just can't be that bad, bro.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm telling y'all the most beautiful grass I've ever seen. I've been to 2 stadiums. Was University of Georgia in Auburn. Right after we played them, I went to Arkansas State. It was a pay game, all this and that. Right after we played them, they had the mowers out. Literally, once the players cleared the field, they're trimming that grass already. And the maintenance already started. It already started. But for me, I don't understand how we can have these soccer teams play in these NFL stadiums. You're putting grass down, but for your own players, you're putting that sorry turf down.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that turf ain't shit, man. And they saying it's like not enough evidence to turn it over or whatnot. I call bullshit.
It is, bro. That's crazy. Ridiculous, man.
Yeah, man.
But that's all I have, fellas. Like I said, we already at 2 minutes for excuse me, for anybody that wants to come up, please come up now. I definitely appreciate my guy Quan always rocking with me, but I definitely special shout out to T-Tom and Cam, man, for definitely pulling up, man. This live has been tremendous. I appreciate it. I told T-Tom, I said, we're going to do 90 minutes. Man, we already sitting at 2 hours, man. 2 hours, man, like I said.
It didn't feel like it for real, man. I really enjoyed it.
And I really feel like we really didn't go too much because I didn't want to, give too much because I wanted to focus on Thursday night. I definitely wanted to talk college because you guys are college gurus. And then talk about 2 topics that we need to talk about: who to blame and how do we feel about these wide receivers that we're looking at, man. But I definitely appreciate you guys pulling up, showing the channel love again. Shout out TCT again for me, T-Tom or Cam. Tell everybody where to find you guys at. And then we'll have closing remarks. I'll have either you or Cam close us out, man.
Yeah, man. So obviously, man, follow us on Twitter and also as well IG at TCT Podcast 1. You can also follow us on TikTok. It's Cam and T Podcast. And then you can follow us on YouTube as well. Cam and T Podcast. And like I said, our guy, Uncle Quan, put it in the chat, man. So appreciate that again, man. Definitely come rock with us. Cam and T Podcast on all streaming platforms. We're literally everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, wherever you want to listen to the podcast, we're there. So once again, man, just appreciate y'all having us on again, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah,
y'all
for sure, man. It was fun, bro. For real, it was fun.
Definitely.
Well, Cam, go ahead and close us out since T-Time shouted the channel out, man. You got any close?
One more time. I'm gonna drop that link one more time. If y'all haven't subscribed to Cam and T, man, y'all go ahead and do that, man. Link is in the
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate that, man.
Nah, no problem at all.
Shoot, closing remarks, man. Man, like I said, like T said, you know what I'm saying? It was fun. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel like it was 2 hours, but but for real, shout out to everybody that's, messing, coming and hanging with all of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know we appreciate being on y'all on y'all platform. And I just see, kind of how you guys interact with, your viewers and everything. It's really dope, you know what I'm saying? And me and T probably gonna try to, we probably gonna start implementing some of that as well. I love what you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for bringing us on for sure. And it was nice being able to interact with y'all's, your viewers and everything too. So, man, we're gonna keep this thing going.
Oh yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to y'all for big time, man. And I just can't wait to to see where all of this grows for all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like same here, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's it, guys. That's all we got for week 5 takes. The score right now is Washington getting beat right now, handed to. It's getting ugly right now. But I definitely appreciate everybody pulling up to the channel, man. Again, we will be back next Thursday. Real quick, who plays next Thursday? What you say?
Gonna get us too, y'all. God.
Here, look, I might say who play next week. Next week we have
Broncos and Chiefs.
And the Chiefs. So next Thursday we will be back at the same time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Me and my Uncle Quan will probably be up. We might try to get a special guest, but if not, you guys know where to find us at, man. Again, we appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. As always, stay safe, stay blessed. We out.
One love, family.